Hi everyone, Chidi here. Can you do me a favor and invite as many people as possible, especially young people? Let's just go ahead and invite a lot of people, because today I really want to talk about something that is I'm very passionate about. I feel so strongly in my mind that this is a time we need to talk about this. So let's get as many people as possible to listen to this broadcast. We don't have any excuse as young people not to be talking about what I'm going to be talking about today. Thank you so much, Ademo, Razak, Erica. Let's just invite as many people as possible. I don't know what Facebook does with my account now. Normally when you come live, a lot of people will get notifications, but now these days they don't send the notifications to people. So except we share these videos, people will not get to know about them. So just share the video to so many people, and that way we can have a lot of people interacting with what we're saying. Yeah, let's go ahead and share the videos. I will be sharing the video too myself. So let's take a couple of minutes and invite people. Just share the video now and invite people, because it's important that they hear what I'm gonna say. This is not one of those videos that you just do just for doing sake. Just go ahead and share the video, guys. I promise you it's going to be an interesting, very interesting topic today. Yes, you can say I told you so. Especially as we get close to the elections, and based on what I see here in the field, you know, by interacting with people, by going out on campaign, that's what I am going to be sharing with you today. So please, please, please go and invite people. Yep, I'm sharing, just you keep sharing too. Let's share to as many people as possible so we can have a lot of people coming in. Go ahead and share the video. Yep, I'm still sharing. Let's get so many people. Chika Anozie, thank you so much. Yemeth Godwin, thank you so very much. I know a lot of you are here, but I can't see you. Eric Moore, Abayomi Odumbi Alo, Ademo Razak. Yes, you're always right there on point on. Thank you so much. All right. Yeah, okay, so let's go. I'm gonna be taking any questions, but first of all, let's get on with the video. Today I want to talk to my generation, and when I mean the youths of Nigeria, I don't want to be politically correct, because someone will say, oh, how old are you? Why do you always talk about the youth? Well, you see, one thing you don't understand is that in Nigeria, the youths have suffered an arrested development. Why? You remember that band, Arrested Development? For those of you who remember them, the youths in Nigeria have suffered arrested development. In other countries, you would find youths occupying the age bracket of around, 18, sometimes 16 to 35 years or so. And that's the age bracket for the youth, sometimes maybe 30. But that is the age in other countries where people have finished school. At least they have their basic degree. They have a first degree, and they've got a job, and they're earning a means of livelihood. They have a house, they have a car if they wanted to, they are married, they even started having children. So that is where things are working. In Nigeria, it is different. In Nigeria, by age 30, a young man, a young woman does not have a job. In Nigeria, by age 35, 40 years, you still don't have a job. So you're still caught in the age bracket of a youth because you don't have self-confidence. You cannot project what will happen in your future because your means of livelihood is not sustainable, it's not guaranteed. You're still jumping from job to job. In Nigeria, by age 40, you're not married because you don't have the means. In Nigeria, at age 40, you don't have savings in your account. So you're still caught up in the bracket, in the age bracket of a youth. So when I talk about the Nigerian youth, I want you to understand the age bracket I'm talking about. I'm talking about from 16 to 60 years. And someone say, oh, how bad, Chidi, stop now. Why are you talking like this? I know some of my uncles who are close to 60 years. And they're still struggling. How do I know they're struggling? Because they're still asking me for money. At 60 years, no house. Okay, so they took the light. Welcome to Nigeria. That's also part of what I'm going to be talking about. Because when we say these things, people come up with all kinds of defense. Some of my friends right here now watching this program are die-hard supporters of the present government. Light, okay, but light not being steady, interruption of power did not start from this present government. That I can tell you for sure. So I'm not just gonna blame this present government for the bad situation of our power. It goes from way back. Let me tell the Nigerian youth that I understand. I understand that because of the situation you find yourself, you're not able to take some decisions for yourself. You're not able to stand firm on certain things. Why? Because even at your age, that you should be independent, you should be on your own, you still live in your parents' houses. You still depend on your uncle. You still depend on your friend. I know. So because of that, your self-worth has reduced. Because of that, your self-confidence is diminished. Because of that, your dignity is no longer there anymore. And this has led you to do so many unthinkable things. because you don't have the financial strength, because you are not who you know you should be, people toy with your life. You are engaged in thuggery. You are made to become PA to people that you know you are smarter than them. I see a lot of young people, especially during this elections period. They are PAs, PA for this. Their politicians are appointing them to. They have like 1,000 PAs. In fact, what they do now is that they just give a letter to 6 people from a village and say, you are PA to the governor, you are PA to the Senate, this, and the person comes and posts it in their WhatsApp group and say, oh, vote for that party because they made me PA. And what does that PA mean? They come and give you 5,000 naira and you're willing to do everything for them. I know it's because if you were where you should be, if you were earning the amount of money that you should be earning, nobody would dangle 5,000 naira in front of you. It is insulting. Nobody will even lure you to be their PA. But the one that really gets me, the one that makes me sad, is when young people, when youths have been convinced to turn against their own fellow youths. That's the one that I cannot handle. I don't understand it. If a youth who is healthy, who does not have disability, has to depend on their parents, on their uncles to take decisions for them, then something is wrong with them. If your uncle has to decide for you which soft drink you want to take, like, oh, I want to take Sprite. No, John. Coke is what you feel like taking right now, and then you take the Coke. Or you know what? No, Zobo is what I think you should drink. Actually, you know what? Water is what is good for you, and you have to say, yes, uncle. Something is wrong. You say, oh my goodness, I'm pressed, I need to go and pee. Somebody looks at you and says, no, you don't feel like peeing. I think you need to go and poo-poo right now. That's what you are feeling. And you say, actually, you're right. Your Excellency, sir, honorable, you're correct. It's not pee I need to go, it's poo. If you are feeling headache and someone looks at you and says, damn lady, you have stomach ache, and you say, now wow, I didn't realize it. Rankadede, sir, thank you, Sanu, it's stomach ache that I have. You go and take medicine for, he actually gives you medicine for stomach ache and you drink it. Something is wrong. Don't lose me now, I'm getting somewhere. Why would you look at the same people that have caused so much hardship for you, the same people who on their account you don't have a job, the same people that for the reason of their actions in past government, you don't have a house, you don't have a savings account. They were not there so many years ago, up till just about 6 months ago, they appeared in the scene. All the times you were waiting in lines for jobs, none of them came to you, none of them talked to you. Why would the same person come to you now and convince you that your fellow youth who knows how you roll, who knows where it pinches you most, who understands you, how can they convince you that that person is your enemy? And you actually agree. Not just that you agree, you are willing to actually fight against that person. You are willing to betray your fellow youth. You are willing to sell out your fellow youth on account of somebody who has held you down, who has destroyed your future. How can I don't understand. I can't fathom it in my head. And so somebody like Atiku Abubakar, somebody like Muhammadu Buhari will come to you, a young person, and convince you not just that you shouldn't vote, not just that you should vote for them, but that you should work against your fellow youth. That is unacceptable. Something is wrong now. Something is wrong. You see, my frustration is this. They can have their own crowd. Fine. They are in their late 70s. They run a system that is analog. They have their ways of doing things all their life. They've done campaign with thugs. They've done things wrongly. Their political parties, the structures of PDP and APC, they know how they are structured. Fine, let them do their own thing. But not you, the young man, who knows your history, who knows where you're coming from, who knows that right now that they have kept you out of school deliberately because you registered in your school, in your campus, to make sure that you do not vote. They have gone on strike. Can't you understand what is going on? You, that they took the money that they should have used to empower you, if you were empowered, if they gave you a soft loan, if they set up industries and employed you, you will have some financial strength. Nobody will be able to use you now. In fact, you'll be so busy working that you don't have time for political thuggery. But you that they refused to embark on empowerment program, you that they stripped in Enugu State. My friend Kenon Zodema, he was talking the other day, and based on a lot of analysis, it is clear that Enugu State had 0% allocation to the Ministry of Youth. 0% allocation to agriculture. You that they did not give you 0% to women in the budget of Enugu State. You, the same you that they don't care about you for so many years. That money they should have used to empower. You see, when we say that they took the money that they were supposed to use to empower you and they put it in the bank, people say you're just talking political talk. What do you think? Where do you think the money went to? The money they should have used in the ministry that is set up to take care of you, they stripped them of any allocation so that you will remain poor. That's why you don't have a job now. That's why you're roaming the streets. That's why you're in cults. That's why you're playing Bet Niger. That's why you have time to watch Big Brother. That's why you're hanging around the bars and nightclubs. That's why you're prostituting. Don't you get it? Somebody who is gainfully employed, somebody who works from morning to night, they get tired and they need to sleep and wake up the next day to go to their job. But because you don't have any work, that's why you're roaming the streets. That's why you're getting into trouble every day. And the same person who was supposed to embark on programs to make sure that they took you off the street, to make sure that you are gainfully employed, this same person is coming back and is trying to convince you, and you are actually listening to the person. Let me tell you my problem. Let me tell you the big problem I have. My problem is not even that you are listening to the person. My problem is, how did the person manage to convince you to not only listen to them, but to work against your fellow youth? Have you imagined how powerful you are? You don't know. How come this person comes to you with money? How come he comes to you with gifts? How come he is wooing you? How come he is offering you special advisor, special assistant, blah, blah, blah? How come he's offering it to you right now? It will be over in about a month's time. Don't you know?
Don't you know after election, that is it? But for 6, 7, 8, 10 years, you've been there without a job. You don't even know the road to this person's office. You don't even have their number. Why is he giving you his number right now? Because be smart now, because he needs to get something from you. A lot of you say that the party that the young people have formed is not big enough to win an election. And it is one of the most unfortunate statements that I've heard. And I asked them, how are elections won and lost? Elections are won and lost on the strength of the electorate. Elections are won and lost on the strength of the people. The people who are casting their votes, the people who have PVCs. The statistics released by INEC shows that youths occupy the largest number of people with PVCs. That is why the old politicians are dancing for you. That's why they are lying on the ground for you. That is why they are willing to lick your asses. Sorry for my language. Because the power is not with them. The power is with you. The power is with us, the young people. So stop telling me that the reason why you want, and you start by saying, I know that PDP is not good. I know that APC is not good. But the only thing is that it is these people that have the power to defeat the other ones. They don't have no jack power. They don't have any power at all. The power that they have is the power that you give them. Why is it difficult for you to understand? You are the one that is giving them the power to come back and torment you. Are you not tormented enough? Don't you see yourself in the gutter? I see you. I see most of you. I see where you sleep. Where do you wake up? Where did you wake up this morning from? Have you eaten? What kind of food do you eat? Gala in the morning, gala in the afternoon, gala in the night. Madam, give me rice without meat. At age 35, Oga, send me anything. They're taking the light again. Okay, now the light is back. Oga, I beg now, send me money for recharge card. Bros, small money now, alert. When did you leave school? 15 years ago. Doesn't it bother you? And yet, somebody who did not even go to school but is running for an election will corner you and give you small money, and you're willing to sell your own generation. Like I said in the title of this video, it is very hard, I know, but I need you to rise up from the gutter. I need you to rise up from the gutter. Refuse to sell who you are. Refuse to sell your self-esteem. Your generation is the prime of your life. This is the time that someone operates at the height of their energy, at the height of their intellect, at the height of their intelligence. Use your intelligence well. Don't let fear keep you in the gutter. No. Someone challenged me and said, Chidi, this is not the right time. You people are not big enough. You should have waited. You should have joined forces with the big parties. I asked him a question and he couldn't answer it. And I know he's probably watching this program right now. I just asked him, should we not have started the Take It Back movement because there's APC and PDP? Should we not have risen up to challenge the status quo? Are you happy that our generation is being slaughtered every day? Are you happy for the amount of young men that die on the Mediterranean Sea? Are you not online? Don't you see the bodies of our dead men and women floating the Mediterranean Sea? Did you not hear about how many girls from Edo that were killed in a ship after they molested them? Did anybody do anything about it? Have you seen the number of our girls on the streets of Sicily in Italy, just in the parks, selling their bodies? Young Nigerians. They are not 50 years old. They are not 45 years old. They are 16, 18, 20, 25. They are your generation. You are betraying your generation. May God hold you accountable. May God hold you accountable for betraying your generation, for looking at your generation and going to take money from somebody who has messed up. I don't know, man. I don't know. If you would look at those men and women, those young people who are running away from this country to try to look for a better life elsewhere, and you will look at them and you will still bring out your PVC to go and vote for somebody who was part of that city, you're a wicked person. I'm telling you. I'm asking you to vote for Moele Shore. I'm asking you to vote for AAC. But even if you don't vote for AAC, I would rather you keep your vote to yourself. If you can throw your vote for any of these people who have ruined our generation, may God hold you accountable. You go to the hospitals, there's no drugs there. You go to a primary school, our children are schooling in classes without roofs on them. And a member of the House of Representatives who is supposed to be representing that area is driving 5 cars that can build those primary schools, 10 to 20 of them. Why would you go and vote for him? Why? Why would you sell your generation because of money? Why? What has happened to you? Why? Women go into the hospital to have children and they die because of bad antenatal care. I've gone to a hospital, a reputable hospital, and the doctors are performing surgery with light from their cell phone. You rush patients to the emergency of our hospitals and the doctors there have to use their cell phones, cell phone torch and candles to perform operation. And the people that brought us to that level is the people that you buy their message of next level. May God hold you accountable. And you see, the thing is, you think you go and take money from them secretly and we don't see you. You think we don't know, but God sees you. The blood of all of those people are crying out against you. I'm telling you, in Nigeria now, people are willing to sell you out for 2,000 naira. 2,000 naira. They will tell somebody who has ulterior motives, somebody who wants to harm you, they will tell that person where you're staying for 2,000 naira. I'm telling you. Read the news. People have killed people for 5,000. People have killed a whole human being just because they want to bring their head. And when they brought their head, they give them 10,000 naira. How did someone convince you, our youth, that they can do medicine for you with a woman's pant? That's why I say you should rise up from the gutter. What is going on? What is going on with our youth? They convince you to go and get a woman's pant, and it is now raining for you. How did they get into your head? You're so confused now that, okay, you're doing 419. 419 is digital now. And now they tell you to go and bring a girl's pants so that your 419 will work, so that your Yahoo on the internet will work. You don't need to be very, very smart to do 419. All you do is you send letters to 1,000 people. You send those letters and then whoever answers you falls mugu. It is not by how many pants that you bring. I just heard one audio yesterday, and it was a woman talking about how she was in the salon and they cut her hair, and somebody came in and they gave the person the hair and they paid 450,000 for a bag of hair. Who do you what is your problem? You that is collecting the hair, are you crazy? Who told you it works? If it works, how come the person telling you to collect the hair is not a billionaire? Go to the market now where barbers throw away their, go and pack as enough hair as you want. Now that one is raining for you now. After that video now, most of you will start going to look for hair. Then the person in the video say, don't go to the barbing salon again. Now people are not going to go to the barbing salon again. Tomorrow somebody will say, when you sit down in the bus, they will wipe where you're sitting down and go and change your future. Someone asked me for money, I gave them money. My auntie grabbed the money back from the woman and tore the edge of the money, 500 naira note. I said, auntie, why are you tearing it? She said, my brother, if you don't tear it, they will steal your destiny. What is wrong with us? When did we sing this low? Churches are not helping matters. For every person, there is somebody that tied your future in your house, and they have to go and dig the ground and on earth. There's always a chain in the ground with a key that they used to lock your future. Our generation, please, let us take back what belongs to us. Don't let these people mess us up. The day you're going to vote, nobody will be there with you. Like I said before, a lot of you cannot campaign openly because for a long time, you're tied to your uncle. You're dependent on your uncle. You're dependent on your father, your mother, your sister, the chief in your village, the member of House of Reps, the councillor. You've been dependent on them so long because you didn't have a job, and they enjoyed that position. None of them did anything in the direction of empowering you. So you've been hungry, you've been left poor, you've been left unemployed, you've been left sick, and that's why you've been dependent on them. So I understand. A lot of you cannot come openly and declare for all the parties, the new generation parties. So I understand. But can I beg you, can I plead with you that when it is time for election, that you vote your conscience, that you vote out these people. You see, they cannot give what they do not have. They belong to a system that cannot give what it does not have. A lot of the young people that you see in these political parties, they know they don't belong there. A friend of mine who is running for a political position told me, Chidi, I don't like this party, but I needed to pick a ticket to contest for an election. Well, now you have an alternative. Before, we didn't have an alternative. We had to either be in APC or PDP. Now you have an alternative. You have African Action Congress. We had to challenge the status quo. We had to start the Take It Back movement. We had to start this journey of 1,000 miles with one step. Somebody was telling me about all the things we should do and we shouldn't do, how we're not powerful. I told him, right now we're in the war front. Keep all your advice to yourself. Like a soldier in the war front, all I need is encouragement. All I need is your support. Because it is not easy for us to watch these guys. They do a gathering, they buy up people, and there are about 50,000 people in their campaign ground, which we know. We know how the cookie crumbles. We know how they do these things. If you want to know, after the rally, just go beside the venue of the rally. You just see pockets of people sharing money. Everybody was paid. Every single person was paid. How did they get that money? It is your money and my money. That is the reason why you're suffering. It is that money that you see being shared. You think it is easy for them to gather all of this crowd and for us to look at all that crowd, and instead of packing our load and sticking our tails between our legs like a dog and running away to go and hide, we get up the next day, charge our 10-man squad, and we go out into the field and we continue to talk to people door by door, person by person. We refuse to be discouraged. We refuse to be undaunted. We refuse to be intimidated. Why? Because we care about our generation. Because we will not give up on our generation. Because we will not sell out on our generation. Because we will not betray our generation. That's why we go out. That's why we go out. The only thing that pushes us is the adrenaline. The adrenaline that comes from what we see amongst our mates. When we see our mates suffering, our mates dying, we enter our one vehicle campaign squad. And when we are passing, they run us off the road with their 20-man vehicle, black SUVs, and 20 or 30 buses with mighty speakers blaring. It takes courage for you to see all that and keep going. So if we can do that, may we be an inspiration to you. May we be an inspiration to make you go and sit down and think and stop betraying your generation. Because if you vote these people in power, you're going to pay a huge price for it. You will suffer for it. All these monies they are spending, they will make that money back. And they will make that money back on your head. And you will not have any reason to open your mouth and talk. You will not have any reason to complain. You will not have any reason to point any accusing finger. Why would you waste your time online? Talking and talking and talking. Sending pictures. Trying to do everything to show how disgusted you are with this. Why would you waste time doing that when you can stop all that right now by voting the right person? What I'm just going to ask you is this. Please make sure that you vote AAC in. Make sure that you support those of us in the war front, because this is a war. It's no longer business as usual. This is a war front. You need to support us. Please, you need to support us. Let me pause here to thank all those people who have been supporting us, because we've had a lot of people supporting us. Those of you who recently donated to our GoFundMe, Jerry Nwobo in the UK, thank you so much for your donation. You actually donated twice. Let me also thank my brother Steve Keneru. Thank you so much, all the way from the United States, Washington DC. Let me also thank my friend, my brother Emmanuel Lemodi. Thank you so much for your donation, all the way from Toronto, Canada. Guys, keep donating, keep supporting us. We are doing the right thing. I told somebody that I would rather fail trying. That's my mantra. I would rather fail trying than fail to try. Honestly. Yes, let me fail trying, but at least when I die, I know that I did my best. Than for me to look at the huge war chest of the big political parties, or for me to look at the size of their campaign team, or for me to look at the amount of money that they spend. Do you know it takes courage for me to drive on the streets of Enugu and see billboards, thousands of them, see every street light, you know, with the face of the person I am competing against? It takes a lot of courage for you to keep on going Keep on attending meetings. Keep on delivering your message. It takes a lot of courage. And we think that we must support ourselves. We must make our mark. When we decide to allow fear to make us not to speak, the point where you are no longer able to speak up your mind because of fear, at that point, you need to check whether you deserve to live, because your living makes no meaning anymore. Yeah, when fear has crippled you, then you're not worth living, because everybody will shout at you, everybody will intimidate you. Somebody will come one day and tell you to get up and walk out of your house, and you cannot do anything. But when you're courageous, and please let me beg those of you. Let me beg those of you who always send me a list of the things that happen to people who are in politics. You don't need to remind me that they pour acid on people because of politics. You don't need to remind me that they kidnap people. You don't need to remind me that they killed one guy who came from abroad to contest for one election. You don't need to remind me that armed robbers kill people. You don't need to remind me that I know all those things. We know all those facts. But like I say, we are in the war front. A soldier who goes to the war front knows that all he needs is one bullet and is a dead person. But why is the soldier out there? The soldier is out there defending his country. I am out here in the war front, in the war zone, defending my generation. And all I need now is not your long list of harmful things that can happen to me. I'm already aware of that. All I need is your encouragement. And by God's grace, we'll get to the end of this thing in one piece. All we have to do is do our best. And our safety is of God, not any human being. They said, oh, Chidi, you cannot go to Nsukka and campaign. We were in Nsukka, we campaigned. We did a camp. We went everywhere. We went inside the market. We went everywhere that other politicians go to. The next day, we were back in Nsukka at a gathering that was held in the biggest Roman Catholic church. The video is out there. I'm not saying that you're not afraid. Who told you? Who told you I don't encounter fear? I encounter fear. But you mask it with your fear of God, your knowledge of the one who has sent you, your knowledge of the one who is behind you. You use words like, he that is with you is greater than he that is against you. You use words like that to keep pushing. Your confidence is the fact that you're not doing this just because you want to make money, but because you know that your generation is in deep pains, groaning deeply for somebody who can speak up for them. And if I don't speak up now, I will forever not have peace. Those of you who know me know this has been my life. I've always said, I said in one NTA interview, that I would like at the end of my life to be squeezed like a towel, like a wet towel when you wash your towel. For those of us who washed towels, a lot of you just grew up using washing machine. But if you wash the towel and you want to dry the towel, I want to be squeezed out until the last drop of me, like the last drop in a wet towel, is used. That's how I want to die, empty. And that's what you should be doing. You cannot, out of fear, be a slave to the people who already enslaved you. If they already enslaved you, what else are you? Can a slave enslave himself again? How low can you go? These people have trampled on you. Do you know that some youths have had to put human poo between a loaf of bread and eat it just for money because somebody told them to do so? I kid you not, this is real life story. I'm going to end this broadcast. Simply what I came here to do is to charge you to know that you are bigger than what they have told you. You don't have to let somebody told you who you don't have to let somebody tell you who you are. You already know who you are. If you're a Christian, you know that you're a son of the Most High God. You know that you are the Lion of the tribe of Judah. You know that God has not given you that spirit of fear, but of boldness as a lion. You know that already if you're a Christian like me. So why should you be afraid? Why should you succumb to someone just because they promise to give you money? So if they don't give you money, so what? They didn't give you money in the past 6-7 years. Did you die? If God kept you alive till now, you think He kept you alive for them to give you 2,000, and that 2,000 is all you need? In 1 month after the election, you're not going to see any of them. So please, vote for young people. This is our time. We've waited. Do you know the irony of the situation? All of these people who are in their 70s right now and still clamoring to rule this country, when they enter the scene of politics, when they enter the scene of leadership of this country, they were in their late 20s and early 30s. Go and check all of them. Go and check when Muhammad Buhari started. Go and check when Atiku started. They were all young people, but they will not give young people a chance. Let us not, by our own self, shoot ourselves in the foot. Think about the float. That is one thing that every time I get discouraged, every time I start losing it, I just zoom into, I focus on the picture of Nigerians floating in the seas of the Mediterranean. Go and look at those videos and you understand. Just floating. Children, people that left Nigeria. Why did they leave Nigeria? Because our leaders took the money that was meant for us. You ate the bread of the children. You ate the bread of the children. You used the money that was supposed to be used to equip the hospital. You used that money and you put it in a bank, and you were saving it for politics. You were saving it for election. I've said this 1,001 times and I'll continue to repeat it. You took the money that was supposed to be used to roof the schools, and yet you studied in Nigeria under free education. You did not pay for school fees, but you took the money that was supposed to provide free education, not even free education, to equip their libraries, to equip their science laboratories, to buy desks for them, to put roof over their heads. You took that money and you ate that money, and the children are now going to school sitting down. And my fellow youth is hailing you and telling you next level. And my fellow youth is telling you articulated. May God help you, my dear youth. May God help you, someone of my generation. Honestly speaking, you need to rise up. You need to become confident again. You need to take it back. You need to support people like Omoyele Sowore. Why do you think he's going through all that he's going through right now? Why? When it started, they said it was inconsequential. All of a sudden, they had to gang up against him not to be included in the debates. Now, they say they're doing a form of coalition. They're trying to skim him out. Now they're going after leaders to endorse other candidates against him. Why? I want to thank you for signing into this broadcast and for giving me your time to talk to you. Please just continue to support us. Erica will help us post links through which you can support us. Please continue to support us, continue to support the African Action Congress. We know that what we have embarked on is not easy. We know that we know everything. You don't need to remind us, but we will continue to push. We will do our best and we'll leave the rest to God. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Dr. Chidi Cadet Mwayanwo. I'm the governorship candidate for the African Action Congress for Enugu State. Thank you very much.